Hey, good Monday morning, my friends. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa in the Saginaw hub this morning, and driving in, boy, I noticed the leaves are strange this year, aren't they? They've changed in places, they're still green in places, and they've fallen in places. So a real kind of hodgepodge of fall color. Let's get into this week's weather. A couple of things. We have a couple of rain systems this week, and the one thing I'm starting to see is that the cold is just not letting up in southern Canada. It's starting to make me think, yes, you saw my headline, I'm starting to think winter may come early this year, as in sometime in November. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update. Let's get to it here and see what's going on. Here's the radar. We do have a dry day today. Okay. Radar shows you just one little spot of actual shower activity probably reaching the ground, and that is right in here through the Muskegon, south of Muskegon area, and down southwest of Grand Rapids. Just one little area of shower activity, and that should dry up. That's small. Okay, here's a model that I've been showing you. Hello, Daniel Kenny. This is a model that I've been showing you that goes out a couple of days, 2.5 days, and I think it does a good job. Okay, so here's today, and we have dry conditions today. And we go into tomorrow. We're into tomorrow morning now. Winds turn to the south. Help us warm up a little bit. Good morning, Alto. And help us warm up a little bit. We're into early afternoon. Showers starting to develop. And then here we go into tomorrow evening. Showers developing. Remember, these models add up how much rain we're going to get over a 6-hour time period. And so when you see the light green, it's pretty light, 2/10. When you start to see the blue in a 3-hour period, that's a little bit heavier. That's a 1/2 inch or so. Good morning, Christy Barber and Linda Barrington. Okay, so we go into tomorrow night, and this cold front coming through, and there's the showers. This is Wednesday morning. So you get your next batch of showers Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, it looks like. And then we go into Wednesday, and things quiet down. But you can start to see what our next thing to watch is late in the week. Lori Thorne, guess what? I've had 1 cup of coffee my entire life. Good morning, Cindy Blaine. So this storm system here, right here, is going to sneak to the northeast. And will it come back and bring some rain into our area? That's the thing we'll have to watch. Okay, hey, good morning, Auburn. Nothing's wrong with you. High temperatures for today. Not bad. Let's call it 50 along the I-94 corridor. Detroit, Ann Arbor, Jackson, Kalamazoo, Battle Creek. Let's call it 50 in Grand Rapids and Muskegon. Let's call it 49 in Saginaw Bay City, Midland. And as you go north, 48 in Traverse City. And as you go to the UP, temperatures into the mid-40s. So, not too bad of a day, I guess. All right, so here's that model. 2 things we're going to look at. This. Okay, 2 things we're going to look at on this model is 1, that storm system late in the week. Number 2, how the cold air is letting up. And if you imagine that it makes it into mid-November with cold air, then you're only a week or 2 away from cold enough air that produces some snowfall. Okay, so here we go. All right, so I'll get you updated here. This is tomorrow afternoon. Southwesterly wind getting milder, mid-50s for tomorrow. Here's the cold front that I talked to you about coming through Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, and it shifts to the south and doesn't really cool us down a whole lot. But if you wouldn't, one thing I want you to notice is, see this blue line, 0 degrees Celsius, 5,000 feet up. That's kind of what we would use as a rain snow line. Yes, November 15th, we're gonna get toward that, okay? Because I know that that's an important time. So Steve Midgard, we're gonna get toward that. Okay, so here's Michigan. Someone's asking Illinois, Wisconsin, Lake Michigan, Superior. Hopefully you can get it. But you see, 0, -3, -6, -9. That's the cold pool of air up in Canada. Okay, so let's go into Thursday afternoon. This model wants to keep the rain just off to the east. The model that I like, the European, I'm working on being able to show that to you. That one has it back a little further to the west, about 50 to 100 miles. How does the weather influence weather 2 weeks later? Well, we just look at the trends. If you get a big pool of cold up to the north that's not giving away, then you know that the cold has more dominance than the warmth. And now look, here's the 0 line to the south, -3, -6, -9. That's toward the end of the week. So basically what I'm saying is the cold is starting to take over. Where at this time of the year, we could still have times where the warmth seems to want to be dominant. We go into early next week, we're into Monday. Another weather system comes through, tries to bring us a day or two of cold. And then behind it, here comes the cold down again. Brandy Austin, yes, I'm thinking that the way it's going, let's just jump ahead to 16 days out, okay? Now we can't, hey, we're having a good discussion here. We can't believe a model exactly 16 days out, but we can believe a trend possibly if we see it in several models, and if it was showing up at 10 days out, that this trend could continue to 16 days. So that's why I'm saying I'm not seeing the cold let up, and it's probably going to be an early start to the winter. Somebody had a question here that I wanted to address. Let's see, where was that? It's going to rain today or tomorrow. It's going to rain tomorrow evening and tomorrow night. Winter starts November 21st right now. Winter starts December 21st economically. Meteorologically, winter starts December 1st. Okay, so let's jump ahead to November 5th, 14th here. And again, storm system, cold enough air around. Now remember I showed you? Now look where the 0 line is. So the 0 line is over us now. 16 days from now, it's projected to be in Tennessee, -3, -6, -9. Again, could be overdone a little bit, but what I'm saying is if you got some projects, it's not a time to dilly-dally, because it looks like at least the first part of winter is coming earlier rather than later. You know what I hate? Can I rant for a minute here? I hate these folks that come on here. Guess what, everybody? Winter's coming. Well, I'll tell you what. Winters are vastly different from year to year in Michigan. So no, it's not a foregone conclusion that just because it's November 1st, winter is coming soon. Sometimes we don't have winter till January 1st. So there, I feel better now. How are we looking for a party this weekend? I would say, based on looking at the European model that I like, I think it's going to probably be a dry weekend until early next week. So that's the way it looks right now. We'll keep you updated on something like that. Do I need to plant my tulip bulbs ASAP? I've planted tulip bulbs with snow on the ground. They do great. So you do have some time, but you run the risk within a couple of weeks of frost being in the ground, and it's hard to dig. So I think I would do it sooner rather than later. Seems like lately you have snow for Easter rather than Christmas. That's true. Floyd, no snow for deer hunt? I think we'll be into winter by then. Okay, Deb says you can plant bulbs anytime you work. So that's what I found also too. Dry Halloween evening, good question there. Let's take a look back at that. Okay, let's do that now. We'll have a post for you on that one here. Okay, Halloween evening, and there it is. So the cold front has come through, moved south. Every bit of data is showing me that. So I do think that we're looking at a dry Halloween evening. Rain on election day, I kind of looked forward to that too, and it's a little bit far out, okay? But this is what this model says for election day, which again we know is no reason, rain is no reason not to vote, but storm system around, okay? Got to go to Marquette on Wednesday. What up with the UP, asks Robert Kinsey. Okay, let's take a look at the UP on Wednesday. Okay, this is Wednesday morning. If you're going north, you're going to have a nice dry drive, and I would say that the UP will be fairly dry. John McCormick, any big winds in the near future? No, not big winds. Big winds I would call something like a 40 to 50 mile an hour wind, and I don't see that just yet. You know, you got to look for the isobars and a powerful storm system to come by. Not showing that just yet. Alicia Clymer wants to know, is it going to be a bad winter? I think it's going to be an on-again. It's going to be an on-again, off-again winter. It's one of the things that we have in climate change, okay? And by that I mean it looks like it's coming early. So I think we could be kind of winterish in November, December, and it tends to let up. We're in this pattern where a blob of abnormal air, either warm or cold, gets stuck over us for about 30 to 60 days. Then it lets up, the whole atmosphere shifts alignment, and then the next different blob comes in. So you go from alternating patterns of warmer than normal to colder than normal to warmer than normal. So I think you go colder than normal early, snowy, lets up middle, January, February sometime, goes back March, April, okay? Hey, thank you, Matt Jones. Someone says, Dar Hawthorne asks, does this mean that climate change or global cooling is real? Global cooling isn't real. Global warming is real. Climate change is real. Climate change has always been there. Our climate has always been changing because we're a sphere of water spinning around on a tilted axis that wobbles, heated by a heat source that varies in heat at times. So climate change has always been occurring. The real question you have to ask here is the climate changing at an accelerated pace due to human activity? That's the longer sentence. But we got to keep everything simple in the world nowadays because everybody's got a short attention span. So you can get it down to 2 words, climate change. Climate change, no, climate change is dumb. That statement in itself. Is the climate changing, it always has by natural cycles, is the climate changing at a faster pace due to human activity? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Jane, do you think we will see a lot of snowstorms this year, Mark? I think there will be a break. I think we will see snowstorms. I don't know if it'll be a lot of snowstorms. The globe is warming, and so that's the underlying foundation to always having a tougher time having a really harsh, long-lasting winter. Segments of it though, November into December, like I said, maybe March into April. So you get breaks. That's the one thing. If you're a winter weather hater, you get breaks now with this up and down weather pattern. Michael Schultz, do you know why my wife tagged me in this? I have no idea. So there you go. There's your forecast. Today is dry. Tomorrow mostly dry. Rain comes through Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Out by trick-or-treat time, way before trick-or-treat time. Cool for trick-or-treat time, but nothing that we haven't had before. And we'll keep looking to see if that cold lets up or if winter's arriving early. My thing for you, get your outdoor projects done in the next week or two. You might be done with outdoor projects as we head toward Thanksgiving. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Thanks for joining me this morning.